What's up, people? Crazy Craigslist story. Now I know you're going, wait, Paul Glendon, you look a little different. You're a little green. Like, it's the night vision, man. It's the night vision because this crazy Craigslist story happened at night. This is when I used to do dumb stuff. And it was also, I was hungry for money. Let's just be straight up. In the beginning, money was coming in, but it was going out just as fast as it was coming in. Because those beginning years, we made good money, but we spent a lot of money. It was one of those days. I was sitting at home, and it was just like, we were a little short for the weekly goal. And I got this call, and it was 9:30. And the guy was like, I want that bedroom set. Can you deliver it tonight? I'm like, in my mind, I want to go, no, but the goal sheet said yes. And I was like, fuck, I'll do it. And the thing is, he paid over the phone with his credit card. So it was no, like, I didn't have to worry about getting there and worrying if I was going to get paid or not. But he gave me the address. It was over in the North Druid Hills area. Driving. It's a brand new bedroom set. So I'm not really worried about the issues because I've got the dresser, 2 nightstands, mirror, headboard, footboard, all that stuff in boxes. And the guy tells me it's going to be a quick delivery, right? So I'm driving and I get to what I think is the neighborhood, and the neighborhood shifts. It's not what I thought it was going to be because Atlanta has a lot of neighborhoods that go through gentrification. There's one side of the neighborhood that's looking lovely. There's another side that's looking like hooty-hoo. We were in the hooty-hoo section. I was like, what the? I saw seeing crazy stuff. But a deal's a deal. I'm already paid. I got to deliver the bedroom set. So I'm driving and I come on this street, and it's one of those streets where there's like one street light, and it's like life was sucking the power out of it because it was flickering on and off. I was like, what the hell? One street light, and all the houses are dark. I'm seeing for sale signs everywhere, and it's just looking very desolate. And I pull up and I see like a little peak of light coming from one house, and that's the only light. There's no street light, there's no entryway light, there's no door light, and I see like a little flicker. It looks like it's a television. And I'm in a 17-foot truck, so I park my truck on the street. Then I go to the house just to make sure, because here I am. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm backing this big-ass truck up in someone's driveway. You could get shot. So I knock on the door, and it's the guy. And the guy is not the guy that I thought he was, because he had cerebral palsy. So he was kind of, you know how people who have that disability, they're just kind of like their limbs and stuff are kind of not straight, and because it attacks the muscle. So he opens up the door and he's real nice, and he's like, "Oh, you're Glendon, right?" And I'm like, yeah, you're Paul. He says, yeah. See, the bedroom set's just gonna go in the garage. I was like, okay, all right, fine, okay. So I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, right? Because I'm like, I'll back the truck up. We put it in the garage, right? Well, me, because he's not going to be able to do it. So I back the truck up. Then lights pop on. I'm like, I'm feeling good and lovely. Then the door goes up, and oh hell, motherfucker got a hearse in his garage. Not like a souped up hearse, but a real hearse in his garage and some other stuff. Then he comes out, he's like, well, we can put it like between the cars because, the hearse never moves. And I was like, really? And he's like, you could even put some of it in the hearse. And I'm like, really? Okay, now understand, it's dark, the light's flickering. Here's this little guy who, it looks like all the ingredients for a recipe of a horror movie. Dark, desolate street. Flickering light, weirdness in the house. The dude opens up the door and he's not straight because I neglected to tell you he was smoking weed. Because when he answers the door, I smelled the weed, but I I'm not going to say anything. This man is in his house. He can do what he wants to do. If he wants to smoke weed, he can smoke weed. But when he comes around in the garage with his cane, he's like, and then he's like, you want to hit? His voice is totally different, right? I was like, no, man, I'm good. I'm still trying to source out where we're going to put this furniture, right? And just when the weirdness couldn't get any more weird, this chick pops out. She is like olive oil and pie skinny. I mean, really skinny and just gangly. You know, if she hits you, you get nubs because there ain't nothing but bones, skin, bone, muscle, and tendons. And I was like, okay. And she comes out and she doesn't say a word. She says nothing. She's wearing this really frilly nightgown that when the light hits her just so you can tell there ain't nothing else on under there. But like I said, she's just like straight up and down. So I'm like, okay. And she comes over to the dude and then she just looks at him. Then she takes the joint, hits it, looks at me. And I was like, no, I'm good. And I'm sitting there like, I am here with two people who are potentially high. I have this furniture and understand. Just when it couldn't get any more creepy, lightning out of nowhere strikes right in the yard. Everything gets ionized. You know that smell when lightning? I'm sitting there like, I hope my cell phone just didn't get fried because, I mean, the lightning strike was just hair and everything. Their hair was standing up and we're just sitting there because, when lightning strikes like that, and understand, that whole thing like lightning never strikes twice, that's bullshit. Look it up. It strikes several times in the same place. So I'm sitting there like, and then, it starts raining, thundering, lightning, the street light goes out. Now understand, I'm sitting here in a state of distress, but they're high, so they're just like, oh, he's like, look at the sky, look at the pretty colors. And she's like, she never says a fucking word. Not the whole time. She never says a word. I'm sitting there like, okay, so I'm here with high boy and high girl. I got a truck full of paid furniture that I don't really see how I'm going to shoehorn this shit in there. So, and the sky's about to open up. So I'm just like, okay, I get in the truck, I back it as close to the garage as possible, which was stupid because I ended up saying, hey, could we just park one of the cars outside? Duh, could have had a V8, right? And it's like, and he was like, yeah, man. He's like, baby, go get the keys. And then, she does her gangly, skinny chick walk back into the house. I mean, it wasn't pretty either because she was just skinny. Real skinny. And she comes back, takes the joint again, offers it to me like, these motherfuckers are going to make me take a toke. Then she gives me the keys, hold her hand out like that. I got the keys, right? So I have to get back in the truck, move my truck all the way to the driveway, pull this car out. I am not getting in the hearse. No, I'm not getting in the hearse. I refuse. Because he said, well, move the hearse. I'm like, no. He's like, okay. So, they're smoking weed and everything. And it hit me that they're on joint number 3 or 4. Because I was like, when he first came out, it was only that big, right? So how much weed do you have? So I'm loading the furniture. I got a little lift gate. And it's raining cats and dogs. The street lights, it popped back on. Then it went out. Like, I almost expected some creepy music to start. So I'm loading the furniture off. I'm pushing it in the garage and everything. And I asked him, like, hey, do you want to open it up? Check it out. He said, no, man. It's good. And then, he's speaking in this Latino voice. I'm looking at him. He looked like a white dude. But skinny girl, I don't know. South American something, I don't know. Can't really determine at this point because I'm just about to get out of there. So I got the dresser, I got it on the dolly, lowered everything down. I was good like that. Rolled it in the garage, tipped up the edge, kicked the dolly out, bam. Just had to get the bed. Headboard, footboard, and the rails, and the slat system. Putting that stuff in there. And then I get in the truck. Then I come back out the truck. And then there's another skinny chick that is identical to the other skinny chick. And she doesn't say a word. And I'm sitting there like, okay, this is how that shit goes in those movies. This is how that shit goes in the movie. You turn your back, there's nobody. You turn your back, then there's 2 or 3, and nobody's talking. Now understand, no one made a threatening move. No one said anything out the place. I mean, the other one was very friendly. She kept trying to give, hey, take a toke, take a toke. You know, they were willing to share their weed, which is a powerful thing among weed heads, because, you know, if you don't share weed, that's a form of affection. So I'm sitting there like, okay, now, what's up with these 2 weird skinny chicks that are not talking? I was like, whatever. So I'm getting the bed off, everything. I'm just getting ready to leave. And then I'm closing up the truck, and then I feel this hand on my shoulder, this cold, cold hand. And the street light goes out, and lightning strikes again, and thunder rolls across the sky. And I was just like, please don't let that be motherfucking Jason behind me. I turned around slow, right, so I don't act like a little scared bitch. And it was the second skinny blonde. And then she said something in a language I've never heard. I want to say it was Slavic or something. And I'm looking at dude, and I'm like, I don't understand what she's saying. And he's like, oh, she like you. And I'm like, okay, are you white? Are you Latino? Because your voice keeps changing. Is it the weed? All you weed heads, let me know. Does weed change your voice? Because he was like a white dude on the phone. Now all of a sudden he's like fucking Tony Montana. And he's like, yo, she like you, man. You know, you got girlfriend? I'm like, okay, now Asian voice, right? I'm like, you know, the dialect and everything keeps switching up. I was like, because, you know, Asian's like, yo, you like you. No, what? And I was like, and at this point, I'm paid, the furniture's off, and I'm like, yes, I have a girlfriend. And he speaks the language that whatever she's speaking, and then he looks, he's like, she don't care. Like, and he's like, she never had black men. I'm like, who are you? Who are you? And then I'm sitting there thinking, this is a joke. There's some cameras, because it's just too, it's like, it's real, but it's surreal. Because like I said, no one did anything crazy other than, well, you know, just smoking the weed in front of a stranger. I could have been a cop or who knows. No one said anything. It was just the setting. Dark street. Street light flickering on and off. A guy that answers the door who's a little strange. Nice guy, but he's a little strange because he was one of those people that never looked you in the eye. He always kind of looked this way, you know, and would talk to you like this. That drives me crazy, but he paid for the bedroom set. A deal's a deal. So he got Mr. Dude, and then, you know, he's got cerebral palsy, and he's got the garled up limbs and the cane, and he does that walk. And then there's these 2 chicks who, one has never said a word, and she's like leaned up against the car with smoking her weed and just looking off into space. And then he, for some reason, wants to show me some stuff. And he's like, hey, gay, you know, before you leave, you know, I want you to see something because I collect something and I think you might like it. And I'm like, what the fuck could this guy collect? I'm like, not understand. Now, I could have been taking what he said when she like you out of context because maybe she wanted to have a cup of coffee or something. I don't know. But once I kind of diffused that, I'm like, you know, this guy might buy something else. I'm overreacting. I'm being a scared little bitch. Okay? I am, you know, just revisiting my childhood when I was afraid of the dark. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, man. What do you got to show me, right? And I'm thinking it's going to be some freaky deaky stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. You know what this motherfucker has in the basement? A fucking train city. I mean, the shit was dope. I was up there for about 2 hours playing with fucking trains. I mean, he had the shit laid out. I'm talking big ass basement. He had the city, the bridges, little towns, like 5 different train tracks, 5 different trains. And then it's like, you know, when people talk about their passion, how they become alive and stuff. And he was like, yes, I got this one when I was 20, and this is original passion. I mean, just a whole history lesson on trains. And not only did he have these 5 tracks with train sets on it, All around the walls were locomotives, train sets, everything. I mean, I knew a little bit about trains from the storage auction business. Dude may have had 150 G's worth of trains up in that camp, if not more. I was just like, wow. So here I am, being a scared little bitch. Just be honest about it. And I had one of the best experiences. Hung out with dude a few more times. He showed me the train because this dude actually worked at Emory. He was a PhD, smoked weed. The chicks were actually his cousins from the motherland, and she did like me because she was a freak. And he told me, he's like, when he wasn't, one day I went over there and was just hanging out. He was just like, yeah, she's never had a black man, and she just kind of like went with the flow because, you were here, she was horny, and I was just like, that's like, dude, you were gonna let me fuck your cousin? He's like, shit, I was gonna watch. He's like, I love porn. Ain't nothing better. Hey, interracial porn is the shit. This is what this guy tells me. If I told you his name and you saw what department he runs, you would be like, you bullshitting me. You were bullshitting me, not this dude. Because on the webpage, he looks like straight up McDudley. Like he wouldn't even hurt a fly. And it was just funny. It was just funny. And it's just, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you get into the resale business and take a chance. And I actually ended up making a really good friend, meeting even more people who later on bought more stuff. Because that's one of the things about the business. You got to network. And just sometimes your fears are just that, your fears. Because, it was a long day. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. And, I was just sitting there like, just a little overwhelmed, just spooked out a little bit. When really, it was just some good people smoking weed on a Friday night. Alright, this is Glendon with Crazy Craigslist Stories. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to leave a smart-ass remark. I'm going to look to the left, I'm going to look to the right. Okay, this is the deal. End of the video deal. You can get in the hustler mindset for $59.95 per month. But you have to go to storageauctionshogun.com and send me this message. Yo, Glendon, I ain't a scared little bitch like you were that night when it was raining and shit. I want in HMS 300. Send that message and I'll send you a link. Alright, this is Glendon and I'll see you on the good side.